Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Operation Motherhood podcast. If you don't already know, my name's Asia Atchison. I'm a wife and mother of 3, soon to be 4. I created this podcast basically to just talk about topics, ideas, struggles, just everyday motherhood or just parenthood in general. Thank you all for watching, and let's get started. Welcome back, everybody. I'm so excited. It feels like I'm completely restarting. So let's just jump right into it. So this is episode 11. I labeled it Back in the Swing of Things, basically because I just kind of wanted to see where you guys were, how you've been, how your holidays were, what are you looking forward to this year? I want to hear it all. Tell me everything, because I'm about to just unleash all of what I've been going through and kind of playing catch up with you guys this episode. So I'd love to hear what you guys have been getting into, and hopefully I'm not the only one that just feels like she went through absolute chaos these past couple months. So yeah, I figured I would just start out with why I've been MIA and what I've been up to, and what our family has been up to, and why Operation Motherhood has unfortunately been put on the back burner for a few months. We've just been going through it. And I know all you moms understand that completely, but I need to get myself back in the swing of this. It makes me feel good because I have missed this community, and I know a lot of people have still reached out to me and has been following my Instagram stories on the Operation Motherhood Instagram or Facebook, or people have been reaching out or liking my stuff and being like, awesome, you're doing good. And just, I want to make sure that I'm paying that back to everybody who has stuck with me, because whenever we are in like a season of just how we feel like we're constantly doing something and we don't get to stop and take a breath, those people that are kind of like looking from the outside in, just being like, I know exactly what you're going through. I'm right there with you, and you're doing a great job. So I wanted to go ahead and pay that back and start back up on Operation Motherhood because I've missed it. So basically, the first thing that kind of brought me away from Operation Motherhood in the first place, if you guys listened to, episode 1 through 10, you know that we were in the process of moving and buying a house and selling our house and all of that fun stuff. So we basically remodeled this whole entire house that we are in now. That's why my background looks different, everything. So we haven't gotten through the whole house, but I think every homeowner understands that everything's not going to be done on your timeline because other things come up that take precedence. And then having a family on top of that, you're constantly going places or doing things, and that stuff gets put on hold. So yeah, we moved. Our acreage needed cleaned up, so we did a lot of that when we first moved in, since the weather was nice. Our pond was overgrown. Our apple orchard hadn't been pruned in years. We had a lot of knocked down trees that just weren't chopped up, and they were just laying there. So Shane had a heyday, getting all that wood chopped up and stuff like that, which benefited us because we have been using the wood stove a lot this winter. But we had to get all new appliances. We redid the floors. We redid our carpet. We painted the whole house. We scrubbed everything down before we brought anything in. It's just been crazy. And I feel like I never want to move again. And I know everybody probably says that whenever they move because it's just an absolute nightmare. But it has given us a lot of family time, and seeing how our house has developed from just like this, oh my gosh, how are we going to get all this done, to our home has been a blessing. So yeah, we are officially moved. We're still doing like little odds and ends things, and I think that everybody understands that whenever you're a homeowner, because you're never going to be done. There's always something that comes up. Obviously, we have a lot of things that we still want to do that have just been put on the back burner because, kids start having stuff for school, or they have events, or life just gets crazy. And then, we came and bought this house before the holidays. So that's been another crazy fiasco in itself. So right after we moved in, we got a lot of stuff done. We were in the process of remodeling this house, and I found out I was pregnant with our 4th baby. So yay, exciting, but I was like trying to process all of this while we are doing this house. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my focus needs to be on this house right now. That's just one more thing that's added to the fire. But I'm very thankful that I'm going to have another boy, and it's going to be wonderful. In the end, our beautiful large family is a blessing. But once all that kind of subsided, then the holidays hit, and I feel like every single mother out there understands the chaos that are the holidays. So, trying to plan get-togethers and trying to get everything in while we're still trying to get this house around. It's been crazy, and I haven't had just a minute to stop and breathe, which is why I think I'm still going. So, you know what? It's fine. But yeah, around the holidays, you want to make sure that you see everyone, especially like us. We have to travel to see my family, so that kind of makes it a little bit harder. We were lucky that my mom and dad and my brother and sister-in-law all came here for Thanksgiving this year. So that was one less holiday that we had to worry about loading all the kids up and making a plan of going down there for the weekend. So that was really nice. Kids had concerts going on, school events, but like as a mom, you want to make those holidays special. So, you plan all these things and you want to go and do all these things, and then you have all these other extra things on top of regular life. It gets crazy. And then we had that bad storm. I don't know where you're watching from, but if you are in Ohio like us, we had a really, really bad storm, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and the day after Christmas. But, it got below freezing. The wind chill was ridiculous, something like negative 40 degrees. It was crazy. So thankfully our electric only went out for like 20 minutes, which is what we expected to happen. We expected our electric to go out, especially out here in the boondocks. Like, I feel like your electric will go out for anything, just because you're off the beaten path. But what the kicker was that our pipes froze in our upstairs bathroom. So we ended up actually having our hot and cold water lines end up bursting. So they bursted right above our kitchen. So it was like coming out through the light, and, a bunch of water damage and stuff like that. So we went a day without water, which, it was fine. It's not a big deal, but that happened on Christmas. I think it freaked the kids out more than it freaked me out. But because the kids were freaked out, I was just like, no. Don't make me even more insane. So luckily, Shane was able to fix that within a couple days. And I'm super blessed that I do have a husband that is able to fix things like that, because it could have been a lot worse. And I keep telling myself that. But for your pipes to burst and it be raining in your kitchen on Christmas Day, that kind of stunk. But like I said, there's always something that's going to be going on. I know a lot of people's pipes end up freezing and stuff like that. So, just thankful that Shane was able to fix it, and we're back to normal. We're back to normal. We have water. So that's all good. Another thing that we kind of had to deal with, was unfortunately Shane's grandpa had passed over the holidays. He was such a good man, and he was just fun to be around. He was always entertaining, but he had a lot of health issues, and I think that he was just finally over it. Like, I mean, I couldn't imagine being in the position that he was for how many years. So, as unfortunate as that is, at least we were all able to be together, and loved ones were able to be around each other and support each other in that time. So anybody that's out there that has lost a loved one over the holidays, it's always like especially hard over the holidays to deal with loss. So reach out to somebody if you need help, because I've lost my grandpa, and then, with Shane's grandpa, like, I kind of understood where he was coming from with certain things, but like, it's easy to feel like you shouldn't be sad, especially like whenever they have so many health issues and stuff, but you're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to feel that sense of loss. That is your human emotion coming out. And if you need to, just talk to somebody that you know understands, and it will get better. So all you can do in that sort of predicament is just surround yourself with loved ones and make sure that you are occupying your time wisely instead of just negatively. If you're negative, it will be harder to get over. Not that you ever really get over it, but it will be harder to get through and do the things that you are meant to do in this life. On a good note, Shane also got a job opportunity over the holidays with Ashland Home Electric. So that has been really awesome, and just really an adjustment financially, because he wanted to be professional, and he's been driving around this old truck that has been kind of on the fritz of breaking down. He was like, I feel like I really need to invest in a truck. And I was like, all right, well, let's do it. Really, that obviously that just comes, the payment comes with more financial budgeting around that. So we've kind of been throwing that into our chaos as well. If you've been following my Instagram posts, you know that yesterday we just got 12 baby chicks. They're a day old, so we have been taking care of them. It's funny because we have them in the dining room right now, and I swear they're like just like kids. It's so funny because I've only ever raised my chickens from like 2 months and older. So they were already like kind of established and like had their feathers and stuff. So this has been a complete new experience. So the kids were all playing with them last night, and then it was time for them to go to bed. So I ended up turning out the light, and these chickens, they screamed at the top of their lungs like a baby whenever you turn out the light for a baby. And I Googled it, and I was like, all right, this is normal, cool, they'll get over it, but you just have to let them scream it out. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like raising a flippin' child. But I've got 12 of them, and they're in my house right now, and I'm trying to put my children to bed. But they ended up falling asleep and getting quiet, and they were quiet all night long until Aria came down this morning at 6 a.m., flipped on the light, and then they all started cheeping again. So at least they got their sleep, but when it was time to be up, Aria made sure it was time to be up for the chickens too. So that's been fun, slowly getting our little homestead around, and hopefully I can give you guys a little bit of an update on that each week whenever we come back for Operation Motherhood. I am due in May, so that has definitely been another thing where I'm trying to get everything established. We're rearranging the space in our house for, another baby. And then eventually whenever he's sleeping through the night and old enough to be in his crib, then we'll go ahead and put him in the other bedroom. But thankfully we have enough space in this house for another kid, because that obviously means that we have to rearrange everything. So when we were moving in, we were like, oh, we can use this room for this room for this. Well, things change. So we are all kind of just trying to work all the little kinks and quirks out for that. Then in August, we are going to go ahead and get a couple of kid goats that we can raise for milk eventually, and I'm pretty excited about that. We've got a barn that we have to clean out from the previous owners, but once that's cleaned out, it has a coop on the end. I'm gonna put the chicks out there, and then the goats in the stalls, and it'll all be great. So I'm super excited about that, but that's just been another thing on my list that I'm trying to prep for and write down all of my information, and I need to get ready. So it's exciting, but it's a lot of work, especially whenever you're constantly working around the holidays, because it's not a vacation. Holidays are not a vacation, and every mom understands that. But enough rambling on about what I have been going through. I'm excited to get back in the swing of things for Operation Motherhood. I've missed my community so much. I'm excited to get back in the swing of things and hopefully get Macy on here soon. I know that we've been talking about it for like a month of getting this thing kicked back off, and finally I was just like, we just got to do it. So if you have any topics or ideas, or if you were thinking about like just anything, go ahead and comment below. Let us know, give us some ideas of what to discuss. We already have like a good list from the last time that we were doing the podcast when we had to stop, but like I would love to get you guys involved and get your guys' opinions as well. But just to recap, as a parent, I think that we all know how chaotic things are around this time of the year, with the holidays, with starting a new year, trying to get, into new habits, having goals whenever life is just coming at you full force. Getting back into school, oh my gosh, sending your kids back to school after break, I'll tell you what, that's been a nightmare. Abel the other day just absolutely did not want to go to school. He started freaking out and he was just like, no. And I know it's because of the long break. They just get in the routine of seeing you every day, and waking them up in the morning is harder because you've let them sleep in. So like, regardless of what you've been through, we made it, guys. All you mamas out there, we made it. No, you're not alone when you feel the struggle of not pulling your hair out. But you made it through the holidays, so let's kick off this year and let's have some positivity in the parenting world, because Lord knows it's not easy, especially whenever you've got the chaos of holidays. So just know that you made it and holidays are over, and let's start getting back to normal, whatever that is. But I'm so excited that Operation Motherhood is back in action, and I can't wait to put another episode out here soon. Like I said, make sure you comment below and give us some good ideas for the next few podcasts. I do have a few that I will do by myself, some topics that I've already thought about and wrote some stuff out, but give me and Macy some topics. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on what you've been thinking about over break. Just be involved with us. If you haven't already, go check out our Facebook or Instagram. Our Instagram is probably the most utilized story-wise. I post a lot of like memes or just funny things that I find and come across or I think is relatable as a mom. So it's definitely a good follow. So I suggest doing that. Please like or comment down below, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.